Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to my cozy corner of the internet. This is Nephilim VA bringing you the 6th chapter of After the Fall, written by Alex_is_writing_again on AO3. I loved seeing Bakugo and Izuku being friends. It was wholesome. But will this chapter be just as wholesome? Let's find out after the trigger warnings. This fanfiction is for mature audiences with a trigger warning for attempted suicide and drug use. If that isn't your style, then I recommend Humans Make Surprisingly Good Pillows, written by DogBlue9 on AO3. It can be found on my channel! Now let's dive deeper once again, into a world where UA is a university, and you enter at the age of 18 but there are still 3 years of school, where canon divergence is the name of the game. Now I implore you to sit back and relax whilst I read to you. Chapter 6. Spotify. When All Might had said that Izuku had cleaned most of the beach, what he meant was that he had finally crossed the 60% point in cleaning the beach. It had been 5 months already, and Izuku had cleaned about 55% of the beach. The other 5% had actually been Katsuki cleaning the areas that All Might didn't tell Izuku to clean. Katsuki liked the training that All Might had Izuku doing, so he wanted in on it. Yeah, sorry, I zoned out, Izuku replied quickly before returning to his work again. He continued working for a few more hours before it was time to go home.
So have you decided what you're going to tell your mum when you get All Might's quirk yet?
Katsuki asked Izuku while sitting on Izuku's bed. I don't know yet. I might just tell her the truth. Izuku paused for a moment, looking up at the ceiling, glad that the bed felt as soft as it did after such a hard day of work. Or I could always just tell her that I don't know how it happened. All Might wants me to just tell her that my quirk developed late because he doesn't know that I already have a quirk. Izuku took another brief pause before continuing. I'll probably just tell my mum the truth about everything after I get it and beg her not to tell All Might about my quirk.
Yeah, that might work, but you'd have to tell her after you get the quirk from him. If you tell her before you get it, she'll probably demand that you tell him the truth,
Katsuki stated. Izuku nodded. Yeah, you're definitely right about that. I just wonder if she'll still make me tell him that I have a quirk after I get the new one.
You'll just have to wait and find out, I guess,
Katsuki said, shifting positions on the bed to stare at the ceiling with Izuku.
Although it looks like you're going to finish about 2 months early if you go at the same rate the entire time. You should only technically be at 50%, but that beach is already like 60% clean.
It's not like I did all of it. Some of that was you too, Ka-chan, Izuku stated, turning on his side to face Bakugo, one of his fists clenching and unclenching over and over again.
I didn't do that much, Deku,
Katsuki responded, resting the side of his head on his right hand as he turned on his side to face Izuku as well. You did at least 5% of it, Izuku shot back quickly.
Okay, yeah, I guess I can take a little credit.
Katsuki chuckled a little. Izuku sat up and bent over to look in the drawer on his nightstand. He shuffled around in the drawer for a minute before asking Bakugo if he had seen any of his hair ties.
No. What would you need a hair tie for?
Izuku clenched and unclenched his fists rapidly. My sensory issues are really bothering me, and I can hear the electricity, and I can feel my clothes, and my hair is touching me, and it's just a lot.
Okay, I'll help you look for a hair tie. Do you want my noise-cancelling headphones?
Izuku nodded in response, and Katsuki walked over to his backpack to get out his noise-cancelling headphones. He threw them at Izuku, who had pulled out his phone. Thanks, Izuku responded to the throw. Do you want to try listening to music together on Spotify?
Will that be okay for your sensory overload?
Katsuki questioned. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't, Izuku shrugged, still clenching his fists repeatedly. "Wanna make a playlist together? Just add whatever you want to it," Izuku suggested, "like anything you listen to."
"Sure, Deku, but I don't know if you'll like any of my music,"
Katsuki shrugged. "Honestly, that's one of the things I don't know about you anymore. It's not like we actually had music tastes as 4-year-olds. Izuku hadn't realized this before, and began to wonder what Bakugo would listen to. "So what's your music taste like anyway?" Izuku asked after a second.
"It's honestly hard to explain. It's not just one specific thing, more like a bunch of different music tastes, but each one is really specific. I don't know, you'll just have to see for yourself. Now invite me to the playlist, Deku."
The two sat in silence for a few minutes adding songs to the playlist. Izuku had put his hair up, taken his shirt off, and put the headphones on. He had already started feeling better after doing all of those things. Sensory issues were hell. Katsuki tapped Izuku on the shoulder to tell him he was done adding songs. It hadn't taken them long to add songs because they had just added almost all of their playlists instead of adding songs one at a time. "Okay, I'll start a session so we can listen together," Izuku said before sending the session to Katsuki. The first song was Izuku's, "God Must Hate Me" by Katie Turner. That was the first song that came on. Izuku's face immediately got red and he paused the song, stopping the music on both his and Bakugo's phones. "Sorry, that's from a playlist I had when I was 13 and mad at the world for not having a quirk. It's not..." Katsuki cut him off.
"Do you still like the song?"
Katsuki asked. "I mean, yeah," Izuku mumbled.
"Does it still feel relatable?"
Katsuki questioned again. "Yeah, it does, but it shouldn't because I have a quirk, so..." Izuku was cut off for a second time.
"We're listening to it,"
Katsuki stated, "but Ka-chan..."
"Music is one of the best ways to get to know someone, and I want to know you again, including how you used to feel before."
"Okay," Izuku said as he hit play again. "Do you ever see someone and think, wow, God must hate me?" And the two listened to the song all the way through before Bakugo asked,
"Did you ever think about anyone specific, or was it just a general feeling?"
"Most of the time, I thought about heroes, or well, I guess mainly you," Izuku continued. "Anyway, next song." The next song was Katsuki's, "Popular Monster" by Falling in Reverse. The two continued to listen to their music for about 30 minutes, before Katsuki had to be home to get to bed, not by his parents' wishes, but his own. "Good night, Ka-chan."
"Good night, Deku."
Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate all the support you've given me. More wholesomeness, I loved it. Sensory issues are hell, and having someone like Katsuki there when I feel overwhelmed would be heaven. I hope you all have had a good week, and make sure you hug your family tight when you next see them. All credits go to the original creator of this fanfiction, Alex_is_writing_again on AO3. I would highly appreciate it if you gave this video a like and you subscribe to the channel and you hit the notification bell to be notified of when I next upload. There is no pressure to do so though. Thank you for visiting my cozy corner of the internet. Keep growing my sunflowers. Mwah!